Welcome back, third graders, to our science lessons. Previously in Lesson 2, we analyzed and interpreted data about weather conditions across different times and locations. In this lesson, we're going to identify dangerous weather types and what damage they cause, and how scientists can prevent such damage. In your book's page 444, we can see a road after a storm. Severe weather such as this ice storm is common in winter. We notice that parts of the road are covered with snow and the electric wires have fallen here because of the severe weather. In the picture in your book's page 445, we can see a machine swirling air over the roof of a model house. Engineers use this machine to simulate tornado winds to see how strong the roofs of houses are and whether they can withstand the strong winds of a tornado or not. In Exploration 1, we will explore natural hazards and recognize their cause and effect relationship with people and the environment. Severe weather is any type of weather that can harm people or property. We're going to watch a video to help us know more about severe weather.
Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about... Sorry about that. Today we're going to talk about... Are you finished, Thunder? Thank you. Thunder's pretty excited because today's episode is all about it. Well, to be more specific, today's episode is all about severe weather. But before things get all snowy, windy, and rainy in here, let's bundle up and ask ourselves the big question. What exactly is severe weather, and how is it different from regular weather? We know that weather is a condition of the air or atmosphere on our planet. Severe weather is the same thing, only more extreme. Extreme! But what does that mean? How do you know when weather is severe or extreme and when it isn't? Well, severe weather is any dangerous act of nature that puts people, animals, or buildings at risk. Some light rain probably wouldn't count as severe weather, but a thunderstorm with heavy rain and lightning would. Tornadoes, blizzards, hurricanes, floods, and droughts are other forms of severe weather that can be dangerous to humans. But the more you know about these weather events, the less scary they seem. Let's start with tornadoes. A tornado is a fast-spinning column of air that stretches all the way from a thunderstorm cloud down to the Earth's surface. With wind speeds of up to over 300 kilometers an hour, tornadoes have the power to pick up and destroy everything in their path. While not quite as windy as a tornado, blizzards are storms with blowing or falling snow, high winds of their own, and cold temperatures. Hurricanes, or typhoons, are storms with high winds and heavy rain that start over warm ocean waters and bring lots of water with them. Speaking of lots of water, let's talk flooding. Floods happen when too much rain forces streams, rivers, and lakes to overflow, sending lots and lots of water where it doesn't belong, like your backyard. A drought is sort of the opposite. Think a lot less water, or no water at all. Droughts happen when an area doesn't receive enough rainfall, drying up rivers and lakes, killing trees, and ruining crops. All of those forms of severe weather have a big impact on the biosphere and the geosphere. How so? Let's find out. I'll conjure up some different types of severe weather to see exactly how shakeups in the atmosphere can impact the biosphere and the geosphere. Severe weather can be dangerous for people, obviously, but beyond affecting humans in the biosphere, severe weather can also affect plants and animals, too. Take a drought. After very long spells without enough rain, this nice mountain pond will become smaller, and maybe even dry up entirely. That means less habitat for the animals that live in the water, like ducks and beavers. But it also means less plant life around, because plants need water too. And fewer plants mean less food for animals like deer and elk that feast on them. But what about the opposite problem? What about too much water in the form of heavy rain? Really strong thunderstorms can sometimes bring lightning and high winds that can damage trees, maybe breaking off some of their limbs, uprooting them, or even setting them on fire. This is bad news not only for the tree, but also for everything that lives in it. And finally, even the ground, as solid as it might seem, can be reshaped by severe weather. Strong, recurring floodwaters act like powerful rivers and can actually wear down rocky formations like mountains over time. And sometimes big flows of rainwater can cause a slope or hillside to collapse in an event called a mudslide. The atmosphere interacts strongly with the other spheres of the environment, particularly when it's cooking up severe weather. It can even move things in the biosphere and reshape the geosphere. So now you know how to tell if weather is severe or not. Ask yourself, does it put life or property at risk? Does it have a major impact on the biosphere and the geosphere? If the answer is yes, you're not dealing with normal weather patterns. Severe weather might be less common, but it has a much bigger impact on the world around you. Anything to add, Thunder? I guess that means we're done.
In your book's page 446, we have a picture of a tornado. A tornado is a swirling column of fast-moving air. Tornadoes form when cold and warm air meet, causing the air to rotate. They can damage property and hurt people. Some tornadoes are much stronger, faster, and more violent than others. They are most common in spring and fall. The second picture on the next page shows a hurricane. Hurricanes are huge storms with heavy rain and winds of 74 miles per hour or more that form over oceans. When they move over land, the winds and rising waters can cause flooding and major damage. Hurricanes are most common in summer and fall. In the third picture, we can see lightning caused by thunderstorms. Lightning is the biggest danger in thunderstorms. Some lightning strikes cause injuries and even deaths. Lightning often hits objects and causes fires. A direct hit from lightning can split trees. And finally, the last picture shows people walking in a blizzard. A blizzard is a big winter snowstorm with strong winds and blowing snow. Winds in a blizzard reach 35 miles per hour or more. Blowing snow can make it hard to see. Ice can make roads slippery. Many car and truck accidents result from icy roads and blowing snow. Severe weather can bring all kinds of risks. Different areas have different types of severe weather. Most tornadoes, for example, occur in the US. In the map here, we can see in the red area where tornadoes occur frequently. It is called the Tornado Alley. People who live where severe weather occurs need to be prepared. In your book's page 448, number 4, look at the pictures of the damage severe weather can cause. On the lines, we're going to write the type of weather that may have caused the damage. In the first picture, we can see flooding water on the streets. That much water can be caused by a thunderstorm or a hurricane where there is heavy rain. In the second picture, we can see a car stuck in snow. Snow can be caused by an ice storm or a blizzard. On the next page, we continue number 4 with a picture of a car buried in snow. Blizzards cause a lot of snow to fall, which could be the cause here. The next picture shows a car upside down with a fallen tree next to it. Such damage can be caused by a tornado or a hurricane, which both have strong winds. The final two pictures, the one on the left, shows damage caused to houses. This could be also caused by tornadoes or hurricanes because of the strong winds. And finally, the last picture is of a wildfire. Wildfires can be caused by lightning strikes, which are common in thunderstorms. On the same page, number 5, we need to circle the correct answer. Part A. Which type of severe weather can create damage over the largest area? Some types of severe weather cause damage only in the area they occur in, like thunderstorms, tornadoes, and ice storms. Hurricanes, however, are known for causing damage across large areas. Part B. Which types of severe weather have strong winds? Circle all that apply. Most severe weather types have strong winds, such as hurricanes, tornadoes, and blizzards. Ice storms usually include snowfall with mild winds. In Exploration 2, we're going to explore how meteorologists collect data to track weather across different times and areas. Scientists who study weather are called meteorologists. They collect data about weather that has already happened to help them predict future weather events. Meteorologists want to predict severe weather accurately. Most severe weather also brings weather hazards. A hazard is something that can cause damage to a person or property. In your book's page 450, we can see a scientist studying the weather. Weather radar and satellites help meteorologists see weather that is currently happening. They can also see which direction the weather is headed. This helps them see where severe weather is going to strike. On the next page, page 451, we can see a map of the United States showing us the city of St. Louis. Let's read some information about the city to be able to answer the questions after. Because it is in the middle of the United States, St. Louis has had many tornadoes. The worst one was in 1896. On January 30 to 31, in 1982, St. Louis suffered through a blizzard that dropped 13 inches of snow, drifts piled 6 to 7 feet high. On average, St. Louis has thunderstorms 48 days every year. It's hot for a fall day in St. Louis, 80 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny. In late afternoon, the white puffy clouds grow taller and darker. The sun disappears and gusty winds start to blow. Heavy rain falls and thunder follows flashes of lightning. Within an hour, the rain has stopped and the sun is shining again. Number 6 says, which is one reason St. Louis has many tornadoes? Being in the middle of the United States makes it in the danger tornado zone. Number 7 says, what kind of severe weather was described in the paragraph? They mentioned in the paragraph a blizzard and a thunderstorm. Number 8. What possible weather hazards did the people of St. Louis have to deal with in the storm? Circle all that apply. In the paragraph, they mentioned dealing with lightning, flooding, and strong winds. They did not, however, mention any icy roads. And finally, number 9. List one way you may stay safe during this type of weather. The easiest thing to do is to stay indoors and probably have a flashlight ready in case the electricity goes off. Now I need you to skip pages 452 and 453 and go to page 457. In Exploration 3, we're going to explore how people could reduce severe weather impacts and damage. We can't stop severe weather, but people can design solutions that protect people and property from severe weather. You know that a hazard is a danger. People can find different ways to minimize weather hazards. Engineers work to design structures to reduce the amount of damage caused by severe weather. For example, to stop water from coming into a building in a hurricane, walls on the first level can be made of brick or stone that will hold up to flood waters. In your book's page 457, we notice two pictures. The first one is of a bare tree covered with ice. When the conditions are just right, precipitation falls as ice instead of rain and snow. Heavy ice covers trees, power lines, streets, sidewalks, and bridges. The second picture shows icy roads. Icy weather is very hazardous, especially for driving. In your book's page 459, we're going to look at each picture and read the captions without writing anything. This picture is of a lightning rod. A lightning rod is a metal rod attached to a tall building or structure. It is designed to attract lightning during a thunderstorm and direct the energy safely to the ground. So, instead of the lightning striking and damaging buildings and hurting people, it is controlled and channeled to the ground. The second picture is of a snowplow. A snowplow is designed to drive through snow while pushing the snow to one side of the road. Some snowplows also spread salts on roads to help melt ice and snow. Moving snow to one side of the road will clear the road and allow traffic to move. In your books, pages 463 to 465, we're going to answer the lesson check and roundup together. Pause the video here if you would like to read the questions on your own and try to guess the answers, then unpause to continue. Remember, you can pause the video anytime to copy the answers on your book. Now that you know more about severe weather, explain what was happening to the building at the beginning of the lesson. Be sure to do the following. Identify the type of weather, identify the feature being tested, and tell how this testing helps keep people safe from severe weather. The machine is simulating tornado winds. The roof and the shingles are being tested against strong winds. Testing the roof and materials will help the engineers make stronger roofs that hold up better to strong winds in tornadoes. For number 2, which types of damage could be caused by a hurricane? Circle all that apply. Is it A, slippery, icy roads? B, trees knocked down by strong winds? C, snow piled high on streets? Or D, flooded streets? A hurricane comes with strong winds and heavy rain, but no snowfall or extreme cold temperature. So, trees can be knocked down by strong winds and streets can be flooded from heavy rain, so both B and D are correct. In number 3, we're going to choose the correct word from the word bank to complete the sentences. We can record patterns of weather to make blank about what kind of weather might happen next. The key word here is might. Patterns help us make predictions which might actually happen. Meteorologists issue warnings about blank weather to help people protect themselves and their blank from harm. The key word here is protect. People need to protect themselves from severe weather which could harm them and their houses or their property. Number 4. Which types of damage could be the effect of a tornado? Circle all that apply. Is it A, rivers overflowing their banks? B, roads washed away by flooding? C, trees torn out of the ground? Or D, buildings with crumbled walls? Tornadoes come with strong, fast-moving winds that could damage property and hurt people. So, trees can be torn out of the ground and buildings could have crumbled walls. So, the answers are C and D. Number 5. Which of these could reduce the impact of severe weather? Circle all that apply. Is it A, sandbags piled up along a flooding river? B, plows working the streets after a blizzard? C, cutting grass before a thunderstorm? Or D, lightning rods? The word reduce means to decrease or lessen, so we're looking for ways to reduce the damage of severe weather. Sandbags piled up along a flooding river will help control the flow of water and prevent it from entering buildings, so A is correct. Plows working the streets after a blizzard help remove the snow that has blocked the roads, so B is also correct. And finally, lightning rods help control lightning strikes, so D is correct. We're skipping number 6 and going to page 465, Lesson Roundup, Part A. Choose the correct word from the word bank to complete each sentence. Hurricanes bring long periods of heavy rain that can cause blank. Heavy rain can surely cause flooding of water. Damage from tornadoes comes mostly from strong blank. Tornadoes are known for the strong winds they bring. Ice storms cause car accidents because of blank roads. The key word here is ice. Ice makes roads slippery. And finally, heavy snow blocks roads during blank. Heavy snow usually falls during blizzards. Part B. Which of these tools would a meteorologist use to predict severe weather? Circle the best answers. Is it 1. Radar, 2. Rain gauge, 3. Satellite, 4. Data from previous years, or 5. Researching when the sun sets? To predict severe weather is to know when it will happen in the future so we can reduce the damage it does. To do that, we use tools such as radars, satellites, and data from previous years to help us figure out if a severe weather is likely to happen. And finally, part C. Label each image with the severe weather type the tool helps with. We have 4 different pictures. The first one is a lightning rod. Lightning rods help control lightning, which we see during a thunderstorm. So we write lightning in thunderstorm. The second picture is of a snowplow, which is used to remove snow from the roads. The snow falls during snowstorms or blizzards. The third picture is of doors and railings. This helps protect people against strong winds, which come from thunderstorms or hurricanes. And finally, the last picture shows sandbags piled up along a flooding river. This will help control the flow of water, which could be caused by hurricanes. That's it for this lesson. In the next lesson, we will learn about climate and different climate zones and how animals survive in them.